Created and made my product into a conventional magazine. For this question, I'll briefly explain and go through the steps and methods I've used when taking my pictures from a magazine. After discussing what I've done to almost replicate the look of my inspired magazine, I will move on through to the steps of Photoshop and what I've learned from it. To start with, since it is a football magazine, I've decided to take my photo at a low angle aiming at a certain part of my body. While taking a photo, I decided to shape my body at an angle that's super similar and close to the magazine's main cover celebrity slash athlete. I took in a place which is mostly empty with no background disruptions or interaction since I want the magazine plain and close to my inspired products. For the time being, I decided at exactly 4 p.m. since it felt more expressive and scenic with the way the sun's going down. And I did use a football top to make it seem more sports oriented since it is a football magazine. Moving on to what I learned to do and use with Photoshop related skills. A tool I used a lot were the shape boxes and even the text tool. The shape boxes were helpful since it helped make my magazine look as accurate to the product as possible. I did learn multiple things, but one thing I did use a lot was mainly related to reshaping. If you hold shift while resizing or shifting an item, it makes it so that you can actually define and shape things more accurately. I learned how to resize things pretty well and use the paint bucket many times. What I like about the paint bucket is how it can replicate any color simultaneously. I'll talk more in depth about Photoshop. For my photo resolution, I do 1090-20 pixels, nothing higher than that since Photoshop would stutter with the school computer and it would make the files unessentially large for no purpose. I use the zoom in tool so that I can match my text close to the exact place. I did use a tool similar to a ruler called Vector Lines, but I forgot if it was called something like that. I did blend some shadows behind my text to make it seem more flushed in the magazine with realism. I have used a few techniques to make my magazine seem more fascinating. One of them is called a false background. This essentially works by having a 3D effect of it going behind the person. First of all, what you do is you take your image, then you trace the outlines and remove the background. After that, you first put the removed background above the original image, then you put your text on top, creating the 3D illusion. Another useful thing is the fonts. This website is super helpful since it has vast amounts of different types of fonts, such as serif fonts, sans serif, and multiple other types.